Hello YouTubers, it's me, Michael Brewer, your favorite neighborhood gay guru, reporting to you from the beautiful island of Sardinia. As you can see today, I'm with my good friend Irene Lap. Irene and I grew up together on Long Island, New York, and we've known each other pretty much our whole lives, more or less, but we've become very good friends in recent years. And we're here today on holiday in Sardinia, and we're going on the 7-day mental diet. Now, those of you who have followed my YouTube channel know that that's something I do now and then. And so I'm going to skip reading the instructions this time, and I'll just encapsulate it here. The idea is that you go on a mental diet, sort of like a food diet, but in your mind, and you don't allow yourself to entertain a negative thought. Well, our rule is for more than 30 seconds. And you certainly don't express it, you don't write it, you don't talk about it, and you don't even try to hold it in your mind. And so you've got to actively work to control your thoughts. And if you do find negative thoughts coming up, which you will, you quickly turn away and find something to appreciate or some other way to lose that mental thought. We started the mental diet yesterday, so this is kind of our first full day of it. And I have to say, so far, it's gone pretty well for me. I haven't really had a negative mental thought. Yeah, a couple times actually. I had a fight, not really fight, but the internet didn't work in the camper today, and then I kind of had to turn away, and so this isn't my first time, so I've got some tools, and I'll talk about those later. But for now, I want to introduce Irene, and this is her first time joining One Man, Two Dogs. Welcome,
hi,
Irene.
Hi, everybody. Let's see. Well, for me, and this is the first time I'm going on a 7-day mental diet. However, I feel that I've been prepared for a long time because I teach classes in a program for people with psychiatric disabilities, and one of the things I try to help them do is turn their negative thinking into positive. So that's a good foundation for me. And of course, you teach what you need to learn. So I've been learning over the years how to do that myself. So I got seasick on the ferry ride over to Sardinia. That was a 13-hour nightmare, essentially through the night.
This is before we started the diet.
Right, out of Genoa, Italy. And so part of yesterday was spent just being very gentle with myself and trying to get back into alignment with my diet, with my exercise, and just allowing myself to do what I needed to do despite what Michael needed to do for himself once we got to our first campsite, and the exploring that he wanted to do on the beach. I didn't have the wherewithal to go down there with him. So I spent the day just trying to get myself back on track. And today, of course, I feel a lot better.
Oh, that's
so, good. Yeah.
Maybe one thing we could talk about is tools that we use, because, you know, life is inevitably negative thoughts come up. It's actually part of life. I mean, the point of the 7-day mental diet is not to eliminate negative thinking from your life forever, because that's impossible. We live in a world of contrast, and that's a good thing. And we'll talk about that later, why that's a good thing, but it is. And so negative thoughts are going to come up, and so I want to make that really clear. It's not a point. I don't think there's anyone, unless you're a guru living in a cave naked with staring at his navel,
or sitting on top of a mountain in Tibet.
Yeah, and even them, you know, a fly's going to land on your nose eventually, or you have to go to the bathroom, or, you know, so negative thoughts come up. So what are some tools that we use that we can share with my listeners here to pivot when we get a negative thought? I think that's probably the crucial point for most people. What do you do when the thoughts come up?
Well, I think sometimes it's just hard to... I think sometimes people just live without witnessing their thoughts. They just go throughout their daily lives just thinking and not reflecting, not stopping, and so I think that the first thing that a person needs to do is to start to just witness their thoughts. Just kind of sit on their own shoulder and just kind of pay attention.
Yeah,
So-
because that's true, because we have been taught in life that we can't do anything about. Our thoughts just come up, and it's a kind of a new concept for a lot of people that you can sit on your own shoulder and observe yourself what you're thinking. And so that would be, before you even can change those thoughts, you've got to be aware that you're having them to begin with.
Both positive and negative.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, the way to recognize that is your emotions. If you feel bad, then you're obviously thinking a negative thought. And so the way to recognize it, if you're not used to this sort of outside the box observing of yourself, would be to observe your feeling. How are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you grouchy? Are you ornery? Are you sad? And feelings follow thoughts. Would you say, or would you say it the other way?
Sometimes it's the other way around, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
okay.
And sometimes if you're not witnessing your thoughts or feelings, sometimes your behavior will say
True.
one way or the other what you're thinking and feeling.
If you're beating your wife, you can be pretty sure that's a negative thought.
Yeah, if you're throwing a chair across the room,
Right.
you could
Cursing in traffic is another sign.
slamming the
So-
steering wheel with your fist is
Right.
happens.
And so first step, recognize that you've got a negative thinking going on to begin with, right?
Right.
I think there's a number of tools you can use, and one that I try to do is to turn the situation around by kind of appreciating something in my environment. And that's not always easy to do when you're stuck in traffic and there's really nothing pretty to look at. But if you really focus and you really get in the habit of it, there's always something you can appreciate. The fact that you're still living. I mean, people say every day above ground is a good day. So there's a pretty basic thing. It sounds pretty mamby-pamby, but it's true. Or withdrawing your focus out to a wider perspective. One question I often ask myself, is this going to matter in 100 years?
Or even
5?
5 minutes.
Yeah, is this really, sometimes we get into negative thinking because we attach such importance to the meaning we give.
We give it
things.
more power than it really deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you do?
I guess when I feel bad, I take a look at that and where it's coming from, because it's probably being caused by thinking. And so let's say I'm frustrated with the way, our trip is going, or something that we had planned to do for the day. Well, and it's not going the way I wanted it to. Well, then I recognize the feelings, and I start to have more positive thoughts about that. For instance, let's say the beach that we came down to today, right, that we're sitting on right now. We saw a sign on the side of the road with a sign for the beach, and it was a long walk down to the beach here. And being Long Islanders, we have our own idea of what beaches are. And we came upon this unusual kind of site in northern Sardinia. I always compare beaches to home beaches on Fire Island. So I had to remind myself that this wasn't home anymore, and that this was Italy, and specifically Sardinia, and that I'm on vacation and I'm here to appreciate and open my heart and my mind to all kinds of beauty. And the vegetation is unusual, it's different.
We've been finding all kinds of cool stuff on the beach.
Right, the weather is even moody. Sometimes there's a lot of cloud cover, like clouds are coming over now, whereas just, since we've been here for about, 45 minutes or an hour, it's been very bright and sunny. And so I just try to open my heart, I guess, is what I try to do, and to appreciate and just have the next appreciative thought.
Good. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this video up today, and we will be reporting to you every day of the 7-day mental diet. Any last thoughts?
I guess that's about it.
All right. Well, I do hope that you will join us on the mental diet. And if you are interested, look up Emmet Fox. Emmet Fox is the man who invented this back in the 1930s. Look up Emmet Fox, E-M-M-E-T-T, Fox, on Google, and look for the 7-day mental diet, and you'll find all the instructions. We will try to read some of it here. I forgot the sheet up in the camper, and rather than get negative about that, we decided to wing it. And I hope we've done all right. And we will be reporting back to you every day on our mental diet. And we hope that if you are joining us on the mental diet or starting your own at any time, that we wish you a lot of luck. And remember, be gentle with yourself. This isn't supposed to be fun also. It can also be a bit of a challenge. And I can guarantee you one thing: if you do make it all the way through 7 days of the 7-day mental diet, your life will never be the same. You'll be resetting your tone, and even if you go back to negative thinking, which you probably will, you won't go back to the same place you were before, because you'll be much more aware of it. So, signing off from a beach in northern Sardinia, this is your gay guru, Michael Brewer, and his friend, Irene Lap. Sayonara.
Hasta la vista.